morning, everybody. I'm happy to be here, and I thank Sheila and ENERGIA for the invitation they made to us to attend this important meeting. We thank also ENERGIA to allow Senegal in 2010 to make a study on audit, gender and energy in Senegal. And it's a pleasure for me to congratulate ENERGIA for the work he does for energy and gender. Before talking about the audit in Senegal in gender and energy, I would like to talk a little bit about what Senegal, the government of Senegal, does for giving more power to women. And this since 2000. In the government of Senegal, we have 20% or 30% of the ministries are guided by women. We have at least 10 ministers who are women. And if we take the different ministers of Senegal, we have many ministers dedicated to gender. We have ministry in charge of family and women. We have ministry in charge of childhood. We have ministry in charge of health and other ministries. And if we look at the sectorial ministries like energy, like infrastructure, those ministers also work on gender issue. Like Minister of Energy, Infrastructure, Education, and Health. And when we go to other institutions like Parliament, the National Assembly, the Senate, but also the National Economic and Social Council, we have there many women in a good position. And the last thing I have to talk about this, since last year, the government of Senegal, the President of the Republic, Mr. Abdoulaye Wade, has taken a law to install parity in Senegal now. So now in Senegal, for elected position, it will be parity, 50% women, 50% men. And then will be alternatives, one man, one woman, one man, one man. So it shows you that Senegal, the President of Senegal, Mr. Abdoulaye Wade, believes on the capacity on women, and he does his best to push women to where so they can contribute for the development of Senegal. And he's trying to do also the same thing for African Union. Coming to the audit, this audit, as I said before, ENERGIA helps us to do it. And the first diagnostic for the objective and the scope of the audit was to make the differential need between men and women. Because in Senegal, before the audit, it's not more clear. And it's so why before starting the audit, we organized with the support of ENERGIA training where we have people from all levels of energy sector. And we will do it because it was a priority for the emergent solution and to punctual problem due to the crisis and the deficit of energy in Senegal. We know also that the decision makers were not informed and sensitized on the advantage to take account when taking account the gender. And I think perhaps not all decision makers, because as I mentioned it before, our president is aware of the capacity and the importance to give power to women. Also, I have to say that the objective for the audit was to make visible the gender gaps in energy policies and programs, but also to give tools and methods so we can integrate the gender in the planning process of our energy program, but also energy policy. What were the partners involved in this job, in this work? We had the political actors, and myself, I was in the team, and in that time I was not minister, I was director of Renewable Energy, and we were working with Madam Yasin. He was leading the team. So we had the Minister of Energy, Minister of Women, Minister of Finance, Environmental, and other Senegalese institutions like Hydraulic Minister, Health Minister, Education, Agriculture, Environment, and also some agencies like Statistics. The methodology we use it is here in this graphic. Before we made a training, and after we had a team led by Enda Energy, done by Madam Yasin. After forming the audit team, we tried to have a working program, and we made a plan. After, with the help of ENERGIA, we made another training, another capacity building, only for the members of the team. And after that, data collection, data collection and interviews to many institutions, Minister of Finance, Minister of Energy, some energy sector, some energy institution, and after that we elaborate the document, the Senegalese Audit Gender Energy. And after the elaboration of the document, so we send this document to the institution. And every phase of this work, we organize meeting to share with the other people the information we had. Different tools were used for the collection and information and data, like questionnaires, checklists, interviews, discussion, focus group, table, matrix, and anything we can allow us to get any information about gender and energy in Senegal. So now I'll talk about the result of the audit. So the result of the audit is that the process showed that gender in Senegal energy sector, when we were doing this work, the process showed that gender is not explicitly taken into account in energy policies and budget. The audit also made visible the importance to ensure the access to modern and efficient energy service to create the condition of development of high value added activity by women. We also see that it was released in the strategy of PRSP and rural education teams. So, when we did this evaluation, where if you look at the Senegal policy energy at that time, is not mentioned anywhere in that policy gender and energy. But if you look at the program and the project implemented, we see that some of those programs or those projects take account gender, mainly in biomass energy for cooking, like LPG, like improved stove, but also in solar energy, like solar pumping for irrigation, solar pumping for water, helping women to not go far from their home to go to get water, but also in solar energy for lighting in rural area or lighting for some school. If you look at BCI is the annual budget of Senegal. And if you look at this table, you see that, for example, if I take the energy sector, here we see that from 2.3 to 2.5, the budget is going down. It's just due because of from 2.4, if you remember, the price of oil started to grow up. And as Senegal, like many countries in Africa, import all energy he needs from oil, so why here you have the budget decrease. And the woman project related to energy also decrease because the energy sector decreasing. But in other sectors where we have project related to women, we see also sometimes that the amount decrease because you know with me that the development is really linked to energy sector. So because it's just for 2 minutes, let me. So for the result also, the audit, we see here, so it's the amount of the table. Here is the same thing. We have gender project, and we see also that from 2000 to 2000, the amount is crazy. Also here it is in the energy sector, some project in rural electrification. We know rural electrification is very, very important. And if you put much money in the rural electrification, they will have impact in women activity. Yes. And it's so why here in Senegal, we have a rural education program with many projects, and many of these projects have directly impact on women activities. The key challenge, but I think we will discuss it about. So let me call Madam Yassine to talk about the action plan of Senegal for gender energy. Please, Yassine.